they found him collapsed in his bathroom at 3:47 a.m. No warning signs, no cries for help, just his wife waking to an empty bed and the sound of silence from down the hall. The paramedics said his heart had simply stopped, but as a urologist with over 35 years of experience, I knew there was more to this story. And what I discovered about the timing of his death could save thousands of lives. I'm Dr. Michael Harris, and I've spent decades studying the intersection of cardiovascular health and male sexual function in aging patients. What most people don't realize is that the simple act of self-pleasure, something perfectly natural and healthy, can become deadly dangerous at certain times of day for seniors. Not because of shame or guilt, but because of cold, hard biology. The morning hours represent the most dangerous window for intimate activity in men over 65. I'll show you the 3 physiological changes that occur in your body during these critical hours, and more importantly, how to protect yourself while maintaining the health benefits that regular self-care provides. If you're a man over 60, or you care about someone who is, what I'm about to share could literally be the difference between life and death. And if this information helps even one person avoid what happened to my patient that morning, then every word will have been worth it. With the most critical thing you need to understand. Your body isn't the same at 70 as it was at 30, and nowhere is this more apparent than in your cardiovascular system during the early morning hours. Between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., your body undergoes what we call the morning surge, a complex series of hormonal and physiological changes that can turn a normally safe activity into a potential cardiac event. As you wake up, your body floods your system with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your blood pressure spikes, sometimes by 20 to 30 points. Your heart rate accelerates. Your blood becomes more likely to clot. It's your body's way of preparing you for the day ahead. But for older men, this surge creates a perfect storm of cardiovascular risk. Now add sexual arousal and climax to this already stressed system. During orgasm, your blood pressure can spike an additional 40 to 50 points. Your heart rate can jump to 120 beats per minute or higher. For a younger man with healthy arteries, this is no problem. But for someone over 65, especially if they have any underlying heart conditions, this combination can be catastrophic. I remember sitting with that patient's widow months later. She kept asking me why it happened then, why at that exact moment. The truth is, his body was already under maximum stress from the morning surge. The additional cardiovascular demands of climax were simply more than his aging heart could handle. Have no idea that their morning routine could be silently setting them up for disaster. The cardiovascular system doesn't give you a warning. It doesn't send you a memo saying your arteries are 70% blocked or your heart is struggling. It just stops working, usually at the worst possible moment. Consumed fluids for 6 to 8 hours, and your blood becomes thicker, more viscous. This makes it harder for your heart to pump and increases the risk of clots forming. When you combine this natural dehydration with the cardiovascular stress of sexual activity, you're essentially asking your heart to work twice as hard with blood that's like thick syrup instead of flowing water. I've seen too many cases where this combination proved fatal. A 3-year-old retired teacher had been perfectly healthy by all accounts. Regular checkups, normal blood pressure, active lifestyle. But he made the mistake of engaging in morning self-pleasure without properly hydrating first. His blood was thick from sleep. His cardiovascular system was already stressed from the morning surge, and his heart simply couldn't cope with the additional demands. The third and perhaps most overlooked danger is what I call the medication window. Many seniors take their morning medications on an empty stomach, often blood pressure medications, heart medications, or blood thinners. These medications can interact unpredictably with the cardiovascular stress of sexual activity. Blood pressure spikes too high during climax. Heart medications can create dangerous rhythm disturbances when combined with the natural heart rate changes during sexual arousal. I had a patient who had been taking the same heart medication for years without problems. But when he started having morning intimate time shortly after taking his pills, he began experiencing dangerous arrhythmias. His heart would race, then slow, then race again. It was his body's way of trying to cope with conflicting signals from his medication and his natural arousal response in 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. This is when your cardiovascular system is most vulnerable. Instead, consider afternoon or early evening when your body has had time to stabilize and your stress hormones have leveled out. Second, hydrate properly. Drink at least 16 ounces of water when you wake up and wait at least 30 minutes before any physical activity. This gives your blood time to thin out and your cardiovascular system time to adjust. Third, timing matters with medications. If you take morning medications, wait at least 2 hours after taking them before engaging in any physically demanding activity. This gives your body time to adjust to the medication's effects. You're at higher risk. Talk to your doctor about safe timing for all physical activities, including intimate ones. Finally, listen to your body. If you feel dizzy, short of breath, or experience chest discomfort during or after self-care, stop immediately and seek medical attention. These are warning signs that your cardiovascular system is struggling. The man who died that morning didn't have to die. His death was preventable if he had simply understood the risks and adjusted his timing. I've shared his story not to frighten you, but to protect you, because maintaining your intimate health is important, even vital as you age. Thoughts and subscribe for more life-saving health information. Your safety matters and knowledge is your best protection. Remember, growing older doesn't mean giving up on intimacy. It means being smarter about how and when you engage in it. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.